What's good, travelers? Welcome to Zenkai Station, the dopest podcast of Sector Vibe, bring you good times and hypeness personified. I'm your host, Isaiah, aka Senpai Savage, and joining me are my co-host.
What's up, y'all? You already know it's the man who loves Itachi wearing cologne like Versace. Ooh, it's Black Kobayashi. And
Nice. I actually like that one. Nice. It's your boy. Call me Big Peach because I am stuffed. It's your boy. You
forget your name.
this man said, call me Big Peach.
Heavy.
Yo, I'm Big Peach now. I don't know anybody else.
Yo,
that's it.
Rick Ross gonna have problems.
I'm hungry, bro. I am
that's
stuffed.
Big Peach. That's
Chill.
different.
Big Peach, Big Peach, bro. That's his little cousin. Leave him alone.
Oh my god, you want to run that back? Kurokami?
Nah. I'm gonna keep it
that.
as this.
I respect that. I respect that.
Ain't no redos in life.
Anyway, but yes. Welcome to Zenkai Station. So today we're gonna get it popping. But first and foremost, I'd like to do a vibe check with the co-hosts, see how they doing, how the week's been. So, what's up, y'all? What's popping? What's been new? What's good? What's new?
All right. Well, look, man. Honestly, I think everything is great right now. Things have been moving a little bit more in a positive direction than the start of the pandemic. So I think everybody's just starting to evolve a little bit more. I'm happy about it. What's going on with you, Kurakami?
Not much. I'm getting ready. Getting ready to go back to school. Got to know some of my cohorts. Getting ready just to go back into it, work, level up. You know how it is. Everything's good. Everything is nice.
True that. Shoot.
How you, Senpai?
On my end, I just want to give, by the time this comes out, it already has ended, but wanted to give a shout out to the Black Tribbles family. Much love. Thank y'all for wonderful years. For those who don't know, I was on another podcast known as the Black Tribbles, and that show has ended after 10 years of dutiful Black community and culture service. And I'm here with, the crew here at Zenkai Station, bringing you some wonderful anime news. So I'm been doing that. So going after that, as well as trying to accomplish a ridiculous world record, 60 hours of nonstop ongoing audio podcast, and we sent that stuff in, so we'll see what we hear back. Hopefully it is official and it's good, because we did it. We did things by the book. We got the 60 hours completed, no 5-second breaks, which was the most ridiculous thing ever, because for the rest of the week I had an internal timer within myself. When anyone would talk, I had a internal clock that said 3 seconds. Now you have to say something, because at 5 seconds everything fails. It's okay. So it's yeah. So what's up? Nah, but I asked about your day, just talking random stuff like that. So yeah, trying to break a world record was tough, but worth it. And oh my god, I did not sleep. not much. So when Sunday came and we were supposed to, I was yeah, we're not recorded, dog. The world shall no sleep.
The world shall no sleep.
It shall no sleep, and it did. And it was so gorgeous. It was a beautiful, beautiful slumber. I've never slept so good in my life.
Well, wake your ass up, bro. We here now in Zenkai Station, ready to get it on and turned up.
Yes, sir.
I think he's awake.
Sir.
I think he's awake.
Yeah.
Pump it up.
Hey, like I said, hypeness personified. But I want to start off, though. I want to start off with this.
What's that?
That is actually with you, Kobayashi. You recently saw something, right?
I saw something?
Yeah, you recently saw a movie. Something that's kind of hot.
Oh,
fire.
You talking about that movie?
And yeah, that movie.
Oh man, I tell you, when they said they really coming out for every artist out here, they ain't lying. That Demon Slayer shit. Oh my god, bro. The Mugen Train. Their
at
art
this point
style.
in time, people, I do want to say this could be spoilers.
So I'm not going to spoil nothing, because I want y'all to really go and enjoy it, and we can come back and talk about it when everybody gets a chance to see it. Because I'm gonna wait for y'all to see it too. But
no. Let's take this time to actually talk about it, because
about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it, because hold on, Kurakami, you have finished the manga, right?
I mean, I'm not really big on Demon Slayer. I know how it
That's
ends.
all
I
that
know what
matters. You know
happens
how
in
it
the
ends.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I want to,
I felt the energy
I
like,
want,
yeah, fuck out of here. Demon Slayer didn't even know that for real.
the reason I want you to talk about it is because it goes in with today's episode. The plot
Okay.
weakens.
Okay.
So let's talk about Demon Slayer movie. Let's talk about all the good.
All the
Let's talk
good,
about you
okay.
saw it. I know what to anticipate. I'm waiting to see it. I'm still going to see it at some point, but I know what to expect because it's from what I know from other news sources and people who have seen it. It's pretty much what is in the manga, but in the movie and with some things extrapolated upon a bit.
Okay. Well then let me start here. I'm gonna start by saying the main things that I love about this film was the artistic designs, always spot on. That's the main thing that drew me to the Demon Slayer in the first place. This plot, it's kind of is what it is. But at the end of the day, I enjoy watching the way they draw it out and the way that the scenes are directed and animated correctly. Because the way they do that stuff is always this type of stuff that gets me hype. I feel like that's a lot for like, especially our culture. We love seeing that energy be personified. So watching the beginning of it, I'm not gonna lie, it was slow. It was really slow
Okay.
because of just seemed like there's a lot of unnecessary dialogue. And the storyline was pretty much just niggas going to sleep and then having dreams about like their ideal worlds. And the only person that really had like an ideal world was Rengoku and Tanjiro
What
because
do you
they
mean by
had
that
like
when you
more
say
connected to
ideal
their
world?
ideal world being like their happy space, right?
Alright, so they all get infinite Tsukiyomi.
Pretty much. It's
Word.
pretty much the same thing as Infinite Tsukiyomi, bro, and it was crazy. Um, I was actually in a 4DX movie, so I actually got to witness like the smells and the scents and like the rocking and all that good stuff. Can't watch a movie the same.
Damn,
It
you
was
went to
ridiculous,
the fancy.
bro. It's to the point where like
Okay.
I was being punctured at the same time the other boy was being punctured. I said, "Oh, chill, bro. Why my seat do that?
Nah,
I've
that's
been
again due to I
violated.
want no parts of.
I've
I'm
been
good.
violated." But either way,
Demon art.
it was like really slow for me because like I'm watching them talk about dreaming and it's like slowly like talking about like how his family dies and all that craziness and like pretty much how like their family is now still alive and they're like happily living together and he's back in the world where he's feeling as though like everything is all perfectly good, da 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 da. Has to be waking up because obviously demons are on the bus and they had these children that were like trying to have good dreams too. One boy had tuberculosis. I'm like, you just gonna toss that out there? That's just what y'all gonna do? I don't care if you have tuberculosis. I said, oh, that's upsetting. I get why they doing it, but at the same time, like, no. So either way, there's the main boy that was like the main villain. He was the lower one demon,
Got you.
and like they kind of had to verse him up because he ended up becoming the whole entire train throughout the whole situation. Tanjiro, of course, has to wake up by slitting his own throat. Yeah,
Huh?
that was one of the things he had to deal with. Like, so the way they were put to sleep, because the lower one was in control of like making people fall asleep quick, like easily. So everybody was passed out. Zenitsu, Inosuke, Rengoku, even though Rengoku woke up and choked the bitch trying to fuck his core up. That shit was funny as hell to me, but he was still asleep. But yeah, either way, he had to wake himself up by pretty much offing himself because like, that was the way he realized he was able to wake up instantly because it's his dream. As soon as you off yourself, you wake up. Overall, after that, it's kind of sped up. Like when he started waking up, when Nezuko woke up, or she didn't wake up. She was actually awake the whole time, and she was like doing her little cute shit because she's really just the cutest character you could ever find.
Fair.
It ended up getting more into like the physical aspects of it. And then they was fighting. Obviously, that was good. It was beautiful designs with the fights. The breathing forms are always phenomenal. I think that's one of the biggest things I love about it is that they have these breathing forms. Not a lot of people focus on the breathing forms when it comes to anime. So I love seeing like new breathing forms, and that man's Zenitsu is a different breed. If he just knew how to control that shit when he was actually like conscious.
Right. His subconscious is very powerful.
Yo, that shit is ridiculous. A lot of good things to deal with that. Like I'm trying to like make it real simple and short because it's just a lot of things you can go into detail about. But either way, long story short, I want to make the the main people that I was really impressed with. Tanjiro, like, cause I watched it in English dub, and I didn't like Tanjiro's voices. I didn't like any of their voices, to be real. It kind of
Oh,
takes
it's
away from the
Deku's voice.
performance.
Yeah.
But Tanjiro obviously has like the purest heart that you could ever ask for, which is normal.
Mm.
But the main person I would say like kind of carries the show for me is that boy Inosuke.
Okay.
And now I want y'all to stick with me for this because a lot of people might not understand. Inosuke has the most immediate understanding of what's going on, even though he doesn't know how to word it.
Fair.
Like, I don't think people really understand. This man said from the jump, like, even in his dream, the train was the enemy that he was searching for.
Yep.
It's crazy. And, like, he would sit there and tell about situations, like, from the rip, and he's never wrong. He is never wrong. That's why I was like, yo, he gets a gems for me.
He has very great situational awareness, which might have come up with actually being the kid who was raised by wolves, relying on his actual animalistic instincts.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his biggest strengths that save him and others.
He's dangerous, bro. I be trying to like give like a lot of kudos to him because I'm like, yo, I just want to make sure he gets his flowers, bro. He deserves that shit. Like Tanjiro is cool, but like obviously you got to be cool when you're the main character. But other than that, I think
the differ on that.
Everything was great, and like I think the best part about it was just that last fight. That last fight with Rengoku and that the upper five.
I think it was upper third.
Upper third. It was upper third.
I think it was the third upper moon.
And when I saw the way this man fought, talking about technique control or technique, whatever the hell he was doing, like adaptation, and it was just like quick ass recoveries and regenerations. I'm like, oh, that's not fair, cause like niggas been training from day one, and you trying to tell me that there's like another level they had to achieve, like after all that. I'm like, honestly, I don't know how they can beat these type people without like going through some extra drawing type of training that just kind of like doesn't make any sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when people are so OP, it's like, all right, you're not really gonna be able to beat him, bro. Like, there's no way you could really beat him in like a human form. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have some kind of drawing situation to occur where now you like have half demon or whatever in you. You see what I'm saying? That's how I picture, because I'm like, everything that I've seen from the anime up to that point, he was able to like go through these trainings, learn how to do total concentration, breath control, and like all these different things that like took the Hashiramas or Hashira. What are they called? Hashirama?
Hashira.
I don't know why I say Hashirama. I just think about that, man.
Well, Hashirama.
You go. You can't not just think about that. Like, so the Hashira is like, they all like supposed to be top tier in their classes, and to see this man go against like an upper third and literally be equaled out, and low-key kind of just, if it wasn't for him being like the main character in that moment, he probably would have got offed in like an instant. Like, if it was like a serious scenario, like if you think about it, bro, that nigga could have got offed real quick.
Oh yeah. So I know. I read that manga. Oh, I know.
I look at stuff like that. I'm like, yo, there is no way they should be able to like really keep up fighting these people. I don't care if like you got a whole strong ass will. I respect that, but like when you outclass like that, you just outclass, bro. Like it's just not possible. And then like this man Tanjiro pretty much called this nigga a bitch the whole time at the end, like. But you can't do nothing about it, bro. Like, what are you gonna do now? Like, I'm really lost at what's gonna happen next. So that's how I felt about the whole film. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it for what it was worth. But I think there's definitely a lot of places where the plot was definitely kind of shaky and like kind of like not really something I could keep up with. Like, as far as like it going to a point where like, all right, so we have another level to achieve or unlock that's going to make you be able to be on par with these people right here. I don't see that being the situation. I really don't.
Well, let's talk about like that aspect of it. Because just reading it in the manga, for me, it's actually one of my favorite arcs. And maybe that's because like I'm viewing things differently with how it is written for the plot, because this arc and the arc that immediately comes after it, which will be another season for Demon Slayer, are some of the best like pieces of the entire series to me. The Mugen Train arc in the movie in correspondence is probably some of the best piece to me, because of what you said. Is like, I don't see how they can come out victorious against these, upper moon demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet there's ways to put the odds in your favor and like how they go about it. And more than that, it's Rengoku's story.
Oh yeah, I love this
That
story.
God, he is
His
a
backstory was
fucking
beautiful.
wonderful character.
His backstory was beautiful.
He is a paragon of conviction, of absolute conviction. And when for those out there, like when you finally do get like his backstory, it's kind of tragic. I shouldn't even say kinda. Everyone who's a Hashira, if they've lived long enough, they have a very traumatic backstory.
It's really his mom, bro. Like,
yeah,
just that connection with his mother that they put into it, where she literally is telling this man, like, the strong are here to help protect the weak. Like, you were born with this strength so that you are to protect the weak. And the attentiveness of Rengoku and just like who he is as a person, he is so loyal, bro. Like, like you could honestly, like the whole time this demon, I don't even remember the bull's name, but the upper third demon was just sitting there talking about, bro, you gotta be a demon so we can fight all day, all day, all day. He's like, yo, let me state this clearly to you. This nigga probably said, let me state this clearly to you like 5 times through the fight, saying, bro, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. I'm not gonna be on that type time. That will never happen. Come take this L.
Yup. He's like, I'm a human. I will live and I will die as one. I'm not changing over.
His mental was probably the strongest I've ever seen. Honestly.
Yeah. Without a doubt. And like to me that's good. That's good. Like more than just character development, that is good writing in introducing this character, because before this movie comes out, we only get a little bit of understanding from Rengoku. We know he is earnest. We know he is strong-willed, and we know he's going to have a fiery personality if his hair wasn't a freaking dead giveaway and any anime
his whole drip was a giveaway, but his drip was fire.
Right? Because literally, his breathing technique is fire too. So, but yeah, if that wasn't a dead giveaway, the little bit we see in the anime series is like, all right, cool. He's probably a spunky, fiery person, and then you get to the movie, and I feel like they explain everything as best as they possibly could, why he is the way he is, and how persistent and unrelenting he is about his convictions and his strength, and how he uses his strength, and how he became a Hashira. And even though there may be upper moon demons that are stronger than him, that he will always try and get back up to defend the weak and to slay demons. He will find a way to try and
took
even
a W, bro. He took a W because not one single passenger was killed that whole entire time. And like Bull was like really on the type of time where he was trying to smack down Tanjiro from the moment he saw him. And he was like, nah, that's not gonna happen, blood. We gonna be scrapping with me, like right here. And then was able to hold out for the rest of the whole night till the sun started rising. Like that man took a W. I don't care what nobody say. Tanjiro was right, even though like the English dub voice, he sound like a bitch. I'm sure if I see it in sub, I'd be like, yeah, I feel that, because that's just gonna sound like that nigga talking about he ain't shit. Because if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, you ain't shit either, bro. Like, keep running. Why don't you come back here and face it like a man? He's like, I'm not running from you, I'm running from the sun. Nah, bitch, you running. Regardless.
He's like, yeah, you running from me then. Come on, boy. Come get this work. Oh, man. No, he definitely took a dub in my opinion, because if I remember correctly, it was 2 versus 1, essentially, and he had to pretty much protect everyone else. So like he couldn't even fully focus on killing a demon because he had to protect everyone, and it's an upper moon and a newly minted like top lower moon. So I was like, okay.
I mean, the lower moon was already offed by the time the upper moon came into the battle from the movie standpoint. And that was cool, but I feel like the lower moon kind of gave me the vibe of Envy from Full Metal Alchemist. When Envy was dying, it gave me that kind of feeling. But overall, like, I ain't like him. Bull was weird. He was creepy as hell. I'm starting to give me Isuka vibes too when he was talking about like, oh, they're moving inside me. Nigga, chill. No. Ew. bro,
That's
super
you on
sus,
that freak nasty stuff.
super sus. But that's
he about that
super
dirty
sus.
on me.
Nah, I'm super cool off of that. As soon as he started doing that, I'm like, yo, can y'all off him now? Like,
He's like, I feel uncomfortable.
I don't like it. I feel violated. That was foul.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so
it was decent. I think like just for the sake of argument of plots, I'm really concerned of where they're gonna go with this next. Cause like, you know, you got Zenitsu, who has the potential of being like a Hashira if he just like learned another form and was able to do it while he was awake and stopped bitching all the time. You got Inosuke, who's honestly awareness is so top tier that he deserves to be a Hashira just based off of that. But I think he needs to go through some serious training too. But like, I love the way he thinks though, like the way he approaches situations. He goes like, if like when they was watching Rengoku like pass away, and just like kind of like taking in like the pain of it. You know, he was like, "No, stop all the crying. Let's go train, bro." I said, "See, that's my man's, bro. You gotta get stronger. Like we could cry about it, but we gotta go get ours in." So I really respect that.
Facts.
I really respect that.
yeah, most definitely. Now, so the reason I wanted you to talk about it is like, all right, again, this was one of my favorite arcs in all of Demon Slayer, and the arc immediately after this is really good too. But then after that, as the episode title is, the plot weakens. Oh yeah, it hurts.
Bro,
yeah, so if you haven't fully like read the manga, I don't think you will. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say, due to extraneous reasons, it seems things get rushed, and it seems some characters don't get.
Oh, you talking about? Okay, I understand why
Yes.
you asked me now. You're right. Oh.
It seems like things get rushed. It seems like some characters don't get their developmental time who seem to have like an actual impact within the story or some sort of significance. They don't have, you know, that developmental time. But that's why I say it could be, you know, extraneous circumstances, because I believe the creator had like family issues and stuff going on, you know, while she was, you know, working on the project. You know, obviously, you know, I wish, you know, her the best, and you know, I'm pretty sure her and her family, they're all good, whatever was going on. But in doing, you know, what happened was that her creative project took a dip, and it did not, in my opinion, it did not end the best. And there's a lot of things left on the table, and a lot of things that didn't need to be on the table to begin with. That's as much as I can say, because I know you pretty much watch it, and I don't want to give that much away.
I hear that.
You know, for you, but for any and everyone who believes Demon Slayer is a part of the next big three, I humbly will disagree. And
You've been declined.
And that's because you just haven't finished the manga yet. That's all. And now I'm not saying that overall Demon Slayer is bad. It's just it leaves you with a bad taste.
I mean,
in
you
your
think
mouth,
about
and
it
could be
already,
better.
though, bro. Like, it's not really that the greatest plot to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, your family got killed off, and now you trying to like protect the one person that you want to make sure that nobody tries to kill anymore, because you believe that they have something different inside of them, and they only have that activated because of their love for you. All right. Now we're gonna go on an adventure, kind of like putting that on the back, saying that's like, yo, that's the main carry of the story. But now we're gonna have other scenarios that pop up in between that you got to go through, because this needs to be the main thing that you get at the end that you're gonna win. And like trying to return her back into like a human, I think is kind of just like false hope. But good luck with that. But I think like this the whole plot, I wasn't really there for the plot, to be completely honest with you.
He's like, I'm here for swords clashing,
I
am.
I'm here for the sword clashing, the hands, but it's mainly the art style, bro. The art style is what drew me in, and like, bro, that it's gorgeous. Like, you don't see that style. You don't. Like, I think that's what really got me. Like, if it wasn't for the art style, I wouldn't really think it was that crazy of a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, story-wise.
I will say it is incredibly beautiful how they, you know, when they're using their breathing styles and their techniques, that like how the sword moves along with the elemental affinity towards him, like, ooh, that is incredibly beautiful. And like you said, yeah, you don't see that elsewhere. I'm like, you really don't. Like, it is like a one of a kind thing to me. Like, looking over a bunch of other anime, like you may see things that are similar but not done to that effect.
True. And that's the main thing that captured my eye when I first started watching it, bro. Like, it was like, oh dang, so we just gonna breathe and it's just water just flowing out like that. This don't even look like an anime no more. This look like a daggone portrait. So I love that aspect of it, but overall everything else was just kind of secondary to me, to be real.
Right. So yes, this brings us full circle into the plot weekends, right? As mentioned earlier. So essentially we're talking today about just points in a story where it's like the story was good until this happened, or if not, it was good until this happened, or there's just like a plot hole here and it kind of dampened the entire story or franchise for you. If not even like a full dampen, just something that like it's so egregious you just can't unsee it. And
I got
it sucks.
I got 3 major ones, but I'm gonna let Kurikama start.
3 major ones out the back.
I'm gonna let Kurikama start it up.
Nah,
bro, it's gonna be bad, bro, because I got really upset. My first one is gonna go to, it gets a crown for me. It's Hunter.
Okay. Ooh.
Bro, after going turned up like that, first of all, no, it was before that. I think when the plot started weakening is when they went into the game world. That's when I was kind of confused. I was like, all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'm like, all right, they're going into these tournaments and now they go into this game world. What is going on here? You trying to find your pops. I get it. Okay, he's not in the game, but he helped create the game, right? Or it was like some big part of it. Wonderful. Cool. We in the game world. That's great. And oh, hold up. Now we're going to our Chimera arc. Where did this nigga Mugen come from, bruh? Like, where was that even designed from? Just became out of nowhere a big bad and he's just completely unbeatable. Now people getting off left and right. It just became extremely dark after that point. With a Chimera Ant arc, it came really dark, and I'm like, I don't really know where we're going anymore. I have no idea where we're going anymore. And it was good. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I just didn't know where the plot was trying to take us. And then you're gonna sit there and tell me this man Gon used all his nen or whatever the fuck he had inside him, all his power to beat up one chick that killed his master one time, but never talked to this man Gene. So where
did you finish Hunter? Did you finish Hunter x Hunter, the anime?
I did.
All right, so you just know they end up at the world tree at the very end, just like him and his dad just chilling.
Yeah, but it's like, you had this man in the what's it called, in the hospital for how long, and we just had to go into a whole different situation. Now we're not following Gon no more. We're not. We were following Gon the whole time. Now we just stop. And
then you start following Killua, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. But why are we watching his dad and the way they handling stuff? I fell off from that point, bro. I really did.
So it's like a plot hole.
It felt like the plot switched up. Was like,
what do you think?
It just weakened for me personally. My attachment to it like just dropped because I had no idea where we were going anymore. Like I was like, all right, I'm with it, I'm for it, but like things are just going left. Like in the beginning, we're seeing that Gon's already super strong, all right, and he has all this potential. Then they go into these training arcs, and they're always getting stronger. Chimera Ant arc comes into play, and now these niggas like bottom tier bitches. Like that's it. Like y'all could barely get it in. Only person I give real respect to is my man Killua, because that man went Godspeed, smooth.
Word.
But then like it just felt like it was just forcing stuff, bro. Like I didn't really understand it. I really didn't. I loved it.
Right, well, I guess what thing for you felt forced?
Just a overall of like trying to make them seem like they're able to be like, it's the same thing with the Mugen train. Like you seeing these people that are OP, and then you're pretty much forcing your character kind of to be on a different tier level now. That they obviously were at a really good level to begin with, but now that these people are such at a heightened point, they have to reach that height too. But trying to get to that height seems kind of like, I don't know, like really, really extraneous. Like, you know, you can't really get to that without doing something drastic. And then there's no way of getting back to it.
I feel like in that regard, that's a statement that could actually apply to just about every shonen. But shonens,
I don't know. It was just the way it was
essentially
done, bro.
are like
It was
epic hero tales,
I
and there's always going to be some insurmountable.
no, for sure. I get
being
that, but
wall.
it was just the way it was done to me, bro. I don't know. Something just felt really off for me. Like, and I still love it. Don't get me wrong. It was just really off.
Fair enough.
I think
Go ahead.
Yeah, of course.
if I may, I think you're kind of looking at Hunter x Hunter wrong. It's supposed to literally be a deconstruction of the shonen archetype. Because never once does Gon beat the main antagonist. Except for Genthur. And it's been proven, yeah, Gon is strong, but he's not up there. In the first arc, oh yeah, he's unnatural. He's like his dad. He got cracked by... First off, they showed that Hisoka was the biggest opposition. Him and Illumi and the Hunter... Or like the biggest threats, like the strongest people there. They were taking out actual professional hunters with ease. Right? So then Gon was like, all right, it showed for as strong as like how Gon was, he couldn't beat, what's his name, Hanzo? And he only won because he was stubborn.
Sure,
Because dude was like, all right, I'm just going
man. All right,
Sure.
just
The next arc was simply to show like the world that we're in with like retrieving Killua. Because no one there could do anything. And Gon didn't save him. Killua just walked out. He's like, all right, I'm done being in timeout. I'm here. After that, we had the training arc, the first training arc, so they could at least be contenders in the world. And even then, they still got their shit rocked. They're 12. It's supposed to be like the opposite of like, okay, yeah, they're not OP. They're 12-year-old kids who just learned this shit. Going against people who are getting their, like, of course they're going to lose. So, I think with the Greed Island, the entire plot of Hunter x Hunter was, I'm going to follow my dad's footsteps to find my dad.
Father.
Right? So, he does that, but then you also have to look at the Chimera Ant arc as like the perfect Gon, not even perfect, but like it's literally Gon's, actually it's everyone's development arc, but it's like supposed to be very convoluted, bringing in the king, because the king and Gon are quite literally mirrors of each other. And their entire arc of the Chimera Ant arc is watching the king go from a monster to a human, quote unquote.
Going from human.
And watching Gon go from a human to a monster. And I will agree. Biggest ass pull was when Gon just decided to become Gon-san, big ass man.
Gon-san.
That wasn't assful, but like it was a nice one because to me, I'm like, okay, so if he's that enraged that he's willing to forfeit any possible future ability and summon it to this, like now to this plane of existence to just kill one being, he pissed. 2, he's definitely gonna kill said thing. But 3, it's incredibly detrimental and Gon, as we have seen to that point, is all emotional thinking. He is not the most intelligent thinker or logical thinker. He will act before he thinks.
For sure.
So it's like, that makes sense to me for him to like, okay, I hate you. I'm going to put you in the dirt. I'm using
he's a kid.
all the might I have.
He had an emotional outburst. He had a tantrum.
Yeah.
So here's the thing though. That's another thing with the manga adaptation. And the Hunter x Hunter manga / 1998-99 animation, it's actually shown that Kite is the first person that you see in the show. And it shows like a young little Gon, being a kid, going up to like the giant bear. And then he almost gets killed and Kite slaps the bear and kills him. And just like, you're an idiot. And Kite is the reason why he actually started that journey. He's like, your father's one of the greatest hunters in the world. The adaptation of 2011 or 2012 didn't specify that. They should have been a flashback, but no. Kite was literally the reason why Gon is looking for his dad.
That makes so much
He's
more
like,
sense.
oh, he's a hunter? I gotta become a hunter. And the reason why, so if you looked at the Green Island arc, it was actually crucial for that too. The only reason why Hunter x Hunter didn't end right there for Gon is because Gon decided to bring Killua. And Ging even said, if you want to meet me one-on-one, or sorry, if you use, I believe it was the accompany card or the other card, that determines the next arc. Because he was like, if you go by yourself, you'll see me and we'll talk and you'll finally have been like successful. But if you bring someone else, you're going to go to Kite. And that's why that whole arc traveled. Because it was like, okay, it went full circle. Now I'm back to Kite. And that's why he was so emotional. I will say they tried to like bullshit. They're like, he just did the opposite of what Bisky did. Nah, bro. Never once that man gone. It wasn't alluded to. It wasn't like. It was literally definition of an asspull. But I thought you were gonna say the biggest asspull was when Netero basically just nuked the king
and didn't do nothing to
with radiation poisoning.
No, it killed him. It killed him.
Actually, it was.
Look, I love that fight, bro.
It is
he snapped.
Forget the fight. It's the allegory. Yeah. So the king's whole MO was, I'm the apex of all life. He's like, I'm good. So basically, you're supposed to look at the king as the ant. He's like all-encompassing of the ant, right? And he's just like, yeah, nothing can beat me. I'm at the top. You got to look at Netero either as like the encompassing of humans or it's just one individual human. And the entire thing of the king, he was just like, no matter what you do, nothing can top me. And Netero's whole thing with the bomb was, you clearly have no idea the sheer potential and destruction of the human race. And that bomb goes to show, no matter how strong you are, humans' ruthlessness will overcome almost anything. And that's why he was like, oh my god, you had me to check me from the beginning. Because even if they all failed, all it took was a nuke to kill him. The humans would have dealt with him regardless. It's a perfect allegory.
Like, I mean, that was a special ass. That was the one of a kind.
He was dangerous.
But yeah, no, but
I believe they called it a small warhead. The miniature rose. But yeah, it's ass pulley if you don't if it's ass pulley, yes. But then when you like dig a little bit deeper, it makes a bit more sense when you look for the metaphors and stuff.
I think,
which is why I agree with you.
This is just make sure people understand. I actually really enjoy Hunter x Hunter. I always have. But I just, I guess for what I was watching it for, I was not receiving those kind of messages when I was watching it. I think I was mainly looking for the ass hands. I said ass hands. The hands being tossed.
Talking about ass pulls, looking for metaphors.
Right, that's what I think. That's really what's on the top of my head. But I was really looking at the hands, and I was really following the journey of Gon and Killua, and I just love the aspect of them kind of training to like get stronger than the people that they have to verse, and kind of watching them hit walls after walls to the point where they hit a certain wall where it just seemed impossible to leap. I was like, all right, this is getting a little strange. Like, honestly, like I didn't know what to expect at that point. But I think that's probably like what I probably will do when I actually rewatch it again. I'll start looking at it in a different limelight at this point. Because I only watched it like probably once, and I saw the 2012 version.
You gotta put your analysis goggles on.
Oh, for sure. Like I wasn't really thinking like that deep about it. Like honestly, I was only just watching it. I saw somebody tossing hands with a pole, and I was like, all right, sounds like fun.
He said, "True."
Sounds like fun. I could just like kind of have it in like white noise. I don't really watch it too deep. Like nowadays, I've been getting into like a lot more deeper understanding and aspects and of analogies and things like that with certain shows, but I wasn't with that at first. So I appreciate that analogy, Kurakami. That was spot on.
Thank you. I'm sorry. It took me a while because I was like, Hunter x Hunter, like, as cool as it is, Gon and Killua, not for nothing. Like, they good, but they're not your typical shonen protagonist. And someone was like, yeah, because Hunter x Hunter is literally supposed to deconstruct shonen. Everyone who does anything is older.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why they had to call in the actual hunters and professionals. Yep. These are kids. And if they do match like these bigger threats, it's always at a cost. Look at Kurapika. Emperor Time, but every time for 1 second he's in... I'm sorry, this is a spoiler for people who don't...
I mean, it's too late.
It's been out for
because I'm probably never going to read it. I'm being honest.
For 1 second he's in Emperor Time. That's 1 hour off his life.
An Emperor of Time?
Right?
Yeah.
His ability where his eyes turn red and he uses all
his
these
special
categories to 100% efficiency. Yes. Whenever he does that, he loses an hour of his life for every second. So he was like, if I stay in this for a day, my life is cut in half. Like, it's over for me if I do not use this properly. So I like that because, you have the characters like Naruto, all I gotta do is get angry. And you remember when Naruto first used Nine-Tailed State Mode? It was like, it's real. And then he was just like, wait, you're with that pretty lady in the forest? No repercussions. It's like, what would actually happen if you decide to like get mad, use all your potential, go super reckless.
Give it more of a reality.
That's gonna
feel to
happen.
it.
Your body just can't handle that power.
That reality hit.
And I think that's why it's so beautiful. There's aspects.
Oh no, for sure.
It's
I
not
think
perfect,
from what I was originally watching it for, that's why I felt like it was weakened to me. That was just like, I think that also goes into the simple fact of what people like watch certain shows for, you know, and then you're gonna end up getting a different feel for it depending on what you're looking for, and that's just based off of you as an audience. So, but yeah, definitely respected that.
I got.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I got one for y'all. I'm gonna go with Naruto.
Perfect.
There's two for me in
please
Naruto.
don't.
One, I understand that the third Hokage made a rule to not talk about it.
it.
But this man never saw a picture of the fourth Hokage and go, this man looks a lot like me. And no one else is
there
talking
any
about
other blonde hair, blue eyed person in there? I think Ino is, but like besides her,
But she's platinum blonde, like not like yellow blonde.
But you
like,
know
you
what's
can't
sadder
put two
too,
and two
bro?
together?
What's sadder is that everybody knew. Like it's crazy how many people knew. Like I thought about this when I was rewatching a certain episode. Like Karina was watching or walking through the towns, and she met up with Sasuke and his mom, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna name him Naruto. You never thought once to tell Sasuke, hey, make sure you're friends with Naruto, or something of that sort. Not once did that come up to anybody's conversation. Like, oh, you know Naruto? Oh yeah, that's Karina's kid. What?
That I feel like we should be.
No one's going to discuss this. No one's going to even have a conversation with a young boy that seems to be on the swing by himself every day.
So here's the thing that I don't like. I just don't understand how no one just was like, hey, yo, by the way, you're the Hokage's kid. Like, for as much history as there was, first off, I would have been like, my name is Uzumaki. Who else was named Uzumaki?
His mother.
I would have looked for my mom,
That's it.
anything. Right. He just chose not to. And the thing is, I understand if it wasn't his dad. Like, if they're like, we're not going to tell you about your pops because he was like a war hero. And
hold on,
they
I
would murk
forget.
you
Is that
if
the
they found
reason
out.
why they chose him to have Uzumaki instead of Namikaze? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're like, they will come after you if your name was Naruto
Fair.
Namikaze. But my issue is, if the idea was, okay, it's all right to name you after your mother, shouldn't Kushina be allowed to, like, be known? Shouldn't that just be common knowledge, you know? Like, she should have known who his mother was, at least.
I don't know. I think the character that they have for Naruto, him being as goofy and aloof as he always is, that was not even something that he was going to have a conversation about. Like, in reality, majority of people will probably be asking for, like, hints and, like, yo, so why do I not know anything about my family? But the character they designed him from since he was a kid was literally just wanting to get some attention. That's it.
Yeah. He just wanted love.
Yeah. And, like, he didn't care about nothing else. He wasn't worried about the past. He was just worried about the present.
The thing is, though, what's crazy is, realistically, he was always chasing his dad in Naruto, though. From the rip, anyone disrespected the Hokage. He was like, the fourth Hokage specifically is the best. So he must have knew about the fourth Hokage.
Because there ain't no way Bull knew about
like,
that, bro.
all the Hokage.
I mean, he knew about the Kages, right? But like, I guess but the third and the fourth, he like held to like higher regard. He didn't care too much about the first and second.
But here's another plot point here. Do y'all remember when she met Tsunade for the first time? And she literally goes...
Who is she? Wait, real quick. Who is she?
You have the fourth...
When you said when she met Tsunade, so who... Which,
he's talking about Naruto.
When he met Tsunade, sorry. When he first met Tsunade, she literally goes, you have the fourth appearance, but you take after your mother. Bro. That right there was like, you are the Hokage's son. And then they're going to be like,
Don't say nothing.
First off... hold on, forget that. The damn bitch had the nerve to wait until the pain fight. Who are you? They told you who it was. He looks just like you. Why is the fourth Hokage here? First off, I would have slapped myself for being that type of stupid. Like, really?
She really said that? She said the
fourth
Hokage here?
Let me find the clip. She literally says you look like he has the fourth Hokage's appearance, but he takes more so after your mother.
No. I
like
meant
your
during the
personality.
pain arc. I knew she said that when she first met Naruto. Yeah, I knew that. I was like, damn.
She
didn't call Naruto the fourth Hokage. I was saying when Naruto met his dad, when he was gonna unleash the Nine Tails, he asked his dad, "Yo, who is it? Like, who are you?" And I was like, "Really?" Like, I get it. It's a tense moment, but really, I feel like all of the context clues were just like, this is my pops. Like,
with
who
him
else would
being
be
in
inside of me?
that tense state of mind and kind of just like probably already having clues and things like that, and like now actually seeing it, and he's like, yo, I don't even know how to ask. Like, I know because like he knew his mom was Kushino from the jump. Like he knew.
Nah, he thought it was a
But
Nine-Tails
then
at first.
he knew instantly though, because it's like
Mhm.
you could put two and two together. Like he's not stupid, but he's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had that situations like where he was doing the S rank mission, and like they was like, oh, you got to check all the genders. Like that's an S rank mission to you, bro. Like let's be real. Like are you really that slow? So yeah, like he's just aloof, bro. And I think they play off of that. They do that a lot with a lot of the shonens too. Like Luffy in particular gets that a lot too.
He is dumb.
So, one more.
I mean, I definitely got one for Naruto.
One's minor.
All right, go ahead.
Just revolving Naruto meeting his dad. Y'all know how A was like the second fastest shinobi after Minato, and Minato blocked his punch, his fastest punch.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw the
touch his
animation. That was
nose.
BS. But
Hold on. How the hell did Naruto land a punch on Minato? I don't care how surprised he was.
He probably felt
There's no way Naruto should have clapped Minato.
Oh, you mean just like
that's
like
fair.
when he
That's
saw
fair.
him and he? I mean, Minato didn't use his flying
I
thunder.
mean, you think about it, like when your first thought when you see your son is not he gonna smack the shit out of me.
Like he not gonna clap me up.
No. That was his first thought because he literally said, "I've seen everything you went through. It's okay." I would have been like, "Nah, this is it." But sorry, my other main one was this. It involves the third Hokage. He's supposed to be the god of shinobi, the professor who knew basically almost every jutsu.
God of Shinobi. Yeah.
Where was that at?
What?
He lost to Orochimaru,
Bro,
right? And I
hold
get
on,
it. We're all
hold
gonna
on.
say age.
Okay.
Hold on.
I didn't finish.
Hold on. We're gonna say age, right? I'm saying this man was supposed to be the strongest, I believe the strongest Kage at the time.
Which I
When
still
he was
think
alive?
is reckless because of the third Raikage was still alive. I'm like, so you telling me he's stronger? Okay. But that's probably because he had RDS and used some crazy other jutsu.
What I'm saying is this. When the third Hokage, so when Orochimaru was first introduced, it was a big like, oh god, he's a big threat. And then the moment part 2 came, Orochimaru got put on the backboard. He just took L after L after L, bro. So you're telling me the strongest Kage of his time, when he was alive, lost to Orochimaru, and every other Hokage was murking them. Like, Sasuke was stronger than Orochimaru at that point, I will say. When he got the Susanoo no Mangekyo.
Yeah.
And you're telling me almost clapped him.
No,
almost
he
clapped
should've.
Sasuke. Donzo, who was supposed to be...
initially.
Honestly, that podcast summit should have been smacked
Donzo...
down.
Actually, Deidara should have initially because he had no chakra left.
Yeah.
He was
that summoning was bullshit.
Yep.
Donzo, who was supposed to be like Hiruzen's rival and his inferior, was given Sasuke the works, and Sasuke only survived because, Toby cheated.
Plot.
And you're telling me that the third Hokage, God, to the professor, lost to Orochimaru?
So here's
that's
no jutsu,
that's
bro.
whacked.
We
this
all
is where
know
good
this.
writing, or this is where writing comes into play.
Plot no jutsu.
Of, understanding your character. Because you have to understand the relationships, and when you understand the relationship, their mental state and how they approach a combat scenario changes too. Like, not everyone's gonna have that. All right, I'm going in, for killer intent. Not every character is like that. Obviously, you have characters who are like that. Pretty much everyone in the Bloody Mist, except Zabuza. But for Hiruzen at the time, and even before then, he was always very soft on Orochimaru. Always wanted to, raise him up, try and take care of him. He knew Orochimaru lost his parents and stuff like that. He tried to take better care of Orochimaru than he took better care of Sasuke and Naruto. That's just real. Because it was like his own son, right? And Enma, we've been over this before. Enma even said, you should have killed him when you had the chance.
True.
You didn't take it. Now you're old because you should be able to clap him up by yourself. You don't need me. And he did that, and it hindered him. His emotions hindered his combat performance.
He didn't want to do it, bro.
Which, say it again?
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it.
His feelings for Orochimaru hindered his ability to try and eliminate the threat. He could not kill Orochimaru because he was too emotionally involved. And
then he failed as a Hokage.
Bro, he probably had the most pressure as a Hokage out of all the Hokages.
He definitely did.
Like, this man was dealt with like a bunch of orphans that were
him and the first Hokage probably had, I think, the craziest. Yeah.
I mean, like,
and
the
then
first...
Talk about the fifth Hokage. She inherited a lot of BS. She's like, oh, okay.
Bro, she wasn't even supposed to be there. She wasn't even supposed to be
Jiraiya, but he did the good alley-oop.
Jiraiya should have been a Hokage for real.
Tsunade honestly was probably a better choice, though, when it comes to their temperaments and what they like to do. Tsunade was a better choice.
Yeah.
I think so,
what they made her look like.
I understand feelings come into play with a lot of things, of course. And I understand you have to be in that mindset. But also, when the alternative is, my entire nation gets destroyed, you gotta let that go. I'm pretty sure the first Hokage was like, I get it. Our friendship is severe with you. Like, our friendship is real, Madara. Like, we made this together. But if it was even my own brother who came against this village, I'm taking them out. And I thought that's what, that's what it means to be. But that's also what it means to be the god of Shinobi. He was the of the modern era, the first god of Shinobi. It was way different. And that's when he put his foot down and he made his, final declaration. Like, this is what it means to be a ninja to me. This is what it is to be a Leaf Ninja. It's the village over everybody else. I just feel that they nerfed
it did, the third. Because when you go back and hear about how Itachi had to kill his whole clan and the third knew about all this shit, you can't kill one person that's not even blood.
Hey, bro, that motherfucker 5'7", 80 years old. He tired, bro. He tired. All them jutsu he knows, he just got them in scrolls. He just knows them now.
Itachi kill his whole entire clan, bro.
Just summon the monkey. Like, Enma would wreck him.
I can't hold back no more. Just do it.
Hey, it is what it is. I do want to say that Minato fucking kunai flip over A was bullshit, but whatever. That was a load. That was crock. That was a load of shit, bro. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really? He is 0.000001 second away from smashing your face, and just the kunai was in the air. Okay, bro, you would be dead. You would just be a fly on a windshield going 100 miles per hour on the expressway. That's stupid. Here's one I have where the plot weakens. All right, so the Sharingan and all the ultimate ass pulls that came from it. The Sharingan originally was just a dojutsu where you can mimic another person's abilities. You were able to read their movements. And the further you had, your tomes went, like the 3 tomes, the better you were able to perceive. Also having the ability to understand chakra lines and chakra lines, natures, and all that stuff, and being able to help you break free from genjutsus. That was fine because it was like a cousin version of Byakugan, because Byakugan's able to do all that as well. So all right, I felt like that was plausible. Then when Shippuden hit and these niggas got different eye techniques and are able to summon guardian spirit things with Susanoo, I'm like, you went from an eye technique to bullshit to me. It kind of ruined it for me a little bit, and maybe it's partly why I'm not the biggest fan of many of the Uchiha. And I was like, you just got a bunch of bullshit abilities just added to you just cause.
For sure.
This could have been way better.
No,
Rock Lee should have did you dirty from the rip, and you should have just stayed down. That's how I feel about it. But I know there's a lot of people that love, the Sharingan boys, and that's totally cool. It's just,
I'm cool with it for the simple fact of just if it was just why are you so powerful? Oh, you just get to make abilities on the fly. Oh, we're descended from legitimate gods. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But then,
that's why I'm okay. It's part of the original
god
size.
A little bit more even is help kind of give some more love to the Byakugan users. But that would like require
True.
like going into like more of a deep story for them, and there is nobody.
Unfortunately, that's happening in Boruto.
Yeah,
and
now
they do
it is.
give love to the
Now it is.
Byakugan,
Like the Tetsugan and all that shit, and that's all good.
It's the original Dojutsu because it originated from the Otsutsuki clan.
But you can't sit there and tell me that nobody like unlocked that within the Hyuga clan, like ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't
Right,
have anybody
like-
that really talks about it. Like,
I needed to see Sasuke get his ass beat by Neji.
bro, that's
Neji
all I
should've
wanted to
put him
see
in
for
his place.
my whole entire time I was watching the tuning exam. I was hoping these two faced off. Just wanted to see it. Just wanted to see it.
I was like, Neji, shut him up, bro. shut up, Sasuke.
Bro, I just want to see him get tapped up with a 64 palm and be done. But yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Neji lost in one hit.
he did with an uppercut.
Neji
got
never
hit
took a hit before. He got hit with one single uppercut. It was like, oh shit, that's his pain.
Nah, that
Nah,
ain't even
bro.
fair though.
He had a soft jaw,
he
bro.
hit with a Jinchuruki uppercut. That's crazy.
But you
bro.
also got to know
From
he
the
was
earth.
off guard too. Like so, that, like
Yeah.
between the stun and like him having a soft ass jaw, like it just is what it is. Like, I mean,
I mean, Rock Lee got his whole arm and leg shattered and still
That's why
took
you
the
know
fight.
if
Yeah,
Rock
but
Lee was
I-
really
Everyone has
fighting,
the same
so I
amount
don't
of
wanna hear it.
preservation as Rock Lee though.
willpower, bro.
I mean, I don't care. You can't talk shit, get smacked in one hit.
If you don't see that uppercut coming from below the earth, hey,
Bro.
He had the Byakugan. He should have seen his
Bro,
throw
he
under
was
the
tired.
earth.
He was
That's
tired
all
too.
him
He was
being
using up all his
dumb.
energy,
Nah,
all his
trash.
chakra.
Nah,
I got another one for y'all. I got
They
another
built
one
up
for y'all.
Neji.
Go ahead.
This one everybody knows. Pokemon. Okay. I'm
Okay.
not sitting here watching another season where this man Pikachu, I'm sorry, not man, rat. This rat Pikachu gets boosted up to like level 100 and then the next season just drops down to level 1. Talking about I want to be a Pokemon master. Bro, you can't even train your freaking Pokemon to be able to withstand a new region. What is wrong with you? What I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel as like it really threw me off with that. I'm not happy with it. I won't ever be happy with it. Yes, he finally won a championship, whatever the hell he did. But as far as me, nah. The plot made me very upset with that. I'm like, bro, you got too much skill set that you've been having through all these battles and so much battle experience just to get your Pikachu to get KO'd by something so simple.
Yeah, I will say that is a huge like weak plot hole in Pokemon because like yeah, you're right. Like Pikachu and Ash should not have minimized battle experience, even if Ash is still for the love of God 10 years after multiple years of the franchise being on air. There is not a single reason that his Pikachu should not be level 1050.
I was saying,
and Ash is
like
and
one
like his
one
trainer
hit,
knowledge. Like he's
one hit KO
battled
joints.
gym leaders of different, regions, and the Elite Four, or at least has seen the Elite Four and known of the Elite Four in, the TV show. And it's like he has all this battle experience, and he just keeps losing to like the first gym in a different region. Like I get it.
It's good for like introducing a new region and things like that. But for all that, just give a new character, bro. Give me a new character.
Yes, just get a new character.
Because like I'm tired of
Just
seeing
get a new
11-year-old
character.
Ash be 11 years old every year with a deeper voice.
You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see Ash like go back to Kanto, and then he meets Red.
Oh, thank
and
you.
Red just washes him, and he's like, "Who are you? I'm you.
I'm you,
but better."
But the one that they
I'm
should
you,
have
but
did.
better. But how are you me? Wake up.
He's literally.
You in a coma. Wake up.
That shit crazy.
Fuck.
That
Alright, so
and-
here's one that I know was pretty much a pretty apparent what the fuck. Got a High School, which when it first came out could have been one of the hottest anime slash webtoons just out. I think it had to have been episode 5. Shit just went left. I was like, none of this makes sense anymore.
I didn't
these-
care.
I gotta. Here's what's
I'm gonna
up.
keep it a stack. I didn't care.
Going down.
I didn't care.
No. See, that's the issue. Nah, they rushed God of High School like crazy. When you actually read the webtoons, so what they did, they put a single fight in a single scene, while fights would last 5 upwards to 10 chapters, depending on what you were doing. There was
Yep.
character development that they didn't have. There was like illusions that they didn't have. No hints, no foreshadowing. Like the entire thing with like Mori fighting Han, that was like a big thing. Same thing with Mori being a god, that was a big thing. But even the side characters get like their moments to shine, and they just they rushed that show. In fact, the plot wasn't great because of. I assume they just wanted people to see like the hands, and yeah, the hands were cool, but the hands in the manga. It's one of those shows I'd actually just say, please just read the manga, because they added a lot of things that actually didn't happen in there either. Like Mori's actually supposed to lose in the fight against the Fox Bull. I believe it's Ayo Park.
Yeah.
He's actually supposed to like lose, and it's supposed to like crush Mori. As a person, it's just like, what? Like, I don't lose. I'm Mori fucking Jin. Like, that's not what happens. And he's like, yo, we're done the competition. Like, we're out of it because we failed. I'm the strongest member of our team. And Han smacks him in the head and goes, what's wrong with you? How do you have no faith in your teammate? And that's supposed to be a whole, like, moment of, like, yeah, Mira's the weakest one, but, like, that's supposed to be another thing for her arc. Yeah, no. It was trash from the rip. Don't watch it. Don't.
I mean, hold on. I feel like they can
Please
watch up to like maybe episode 3 or 4. Whenever it starts to make after Danwei and Jin Mori, like after their fight, I think you can probably start reading it, because I feel like that's when it makes a huge left.
Listen,
like nothing.
I'm gonna say this,
sense.
and this is just to run it back to what we were saying earlier. You gotta know what you're watching for. When you're watching that anime, just look for the hands, strictly the hands.
All right, that's fair.
Strictly the hands.
That's fair. I gotta give it that. You're
Yeah.
right.
Because.
But even the hands were trash in the manga compared to what they're supposed to be.
It was worth, though.
I mean, in the
I'm
anime.
not gonna lie.
No, of course.
And I know the manga had a lot more into it. But
I'm just saying.
My boy Danwei hit you with the 4 stances real quick. That's my nigga.
I'm just saying, when Mori's supposed to be like God,
He's
like
Sun Wukong.
legitimate,
He's Sun Wukong.
like spoilers. No, he's the supreme God. He's not just Sun Wukong. He is literally the strongest deity in the show. He beat the supreme God. He is the God.
He's okay.
And
All right, damn.
I feel that.
I mean, shit. I don't read it, but it's on my list. But damn, all right.
he is. Let me put it this way: he fights Satan, like actual Satan, and Satan can't land a punch in this man.
Yo, we got hands for you all day, motherfucker.
Listen,
But
between that and I have another one. This man is I'm saying this man when I'm talking about a show, but we gonna just let it be. Death Note, bro. When L died, I feel like everything was just kind of like just leading up to Light's death, and that's all it was. Like that's just literally what it had to be. Like, all right, somebody got to kill this nigga now. Like he already won. I mean, the whole plot I feel for Death Note was the whole battle between L and Light, and I feel like that was like it was the beauty of it. So when he finally got the W, I'm like, all right, they should probably just end it. No, we're gonna bring in somebody new. Okay, and this nigga just has the same thought process as L, if not better. That's
definitely not better in my opinion. Nah. They were just younger. They were just protege. Or not proteges.
Dumb,
no, they were proteges and prodigies.
I hated that nigga to this day, nigga. To this day, I hate that nigga. To this day. Like, I'm like, you really just messed up the whole vibe, bro. You came in the party and like you didn't even know none of the people, but you just drawed. It's cool. Do what you had to.
So I haven't seen Death Note because I feel like it's one of those shows where it's not like a mystery, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, once you know like the twists and stuff, it gets spoiled for there's no real point, and I get it. Yeah. So what I will say is I do get that. If it seems like the entire show is built upon the dynamic between Light and L. And I have seen clips and I've seen things where like they like the interactions, like that actually is like the golden point of the show for a lot of people. And then I will agree, it does seem like they just made, L with white. I believe his name was Nier. It was L with white hair just to.
I mean the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing that you enjoy from the show, from my standpoint, is seeing the cat and mouse game. It's almost like watching Tom and Jerry, like, except at a more serious pace. You know, like you're watching this man who's literally just a troubled child, spoiled brat, to be real, doing whatever he wanted, trying to escape the police. But like overall, you're seeing them pretty much. You see there's like two main people that are in charge. You see it's like L's side, who's trying to do it for the justice that's a real justice in his mindset, and you see it from Kira's side, which is Light Yagami doing it from his side, and there's just pretty much a clash of them playing chess. That's really what it feels like, and I love it. I love seeing stuff like that, and I think the plot was really great. And then when he finally beat him, even though he cheated, like he really did, um, it ends up becoming like, all right, what else are we really watching this for? He already beat the main person that we were looking for. Now they're just gonna introduce somebody to kind of take him off the board. So I just see that being like a bad plot choice, but I understood it needed to be done, be able to complete the series, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up?
Can I ask you a question? So, despite my not reading Death Note, I have read about Death Note, and I'm pretty sure in the beginning the Shinigami is just like, I'm not sure if this is the creator saying it, but I'm pretty sure the Shinigami was like, I'll be the one to write your name in the
You're
Death Note.
correct.
Like, right? So, I believe the creator went on saying how what would happen eventually was Light was either going to stumble up and make a mistake somewhere, which is what happened in canon, or he was going to just keep winning and eventually, the Shinigami was going to, I believe his name was Ryuk. He's going to get bored.
Now I'm going to offer.
And just like,
that would have been a better plot decision anyway. In my point, in my thought process.
So that's my question. Would you, not to like change the subject, but we're talking about like weak plot points. How would you fix said weak plot points?
Definitely
would it be
that
like
suggestion of Ryuk? Because Ryuk, I think either between him and, what's her name? Maya or Mia? Misa, there it is.
Misa?
If Misa would have had a stronger role after like being forced to use her Shinigami to like kind of sacrifice as a way to get L, and just also not getting the respect and the things that she desired from Kira. If she played a part in like becoming like a what's it called, like a mastermind with Ryuk, I think that would have been a good plot to end it with. Because like Ryuk said he was going to write his name in the Death Note for sure. If we would have saw the way that went out, like if somebody had to take Light out, I would want it to be people that were already on the board, not somebody just being reintroduced, or not being reintroduced, being introduced out of nowhere because of they went to the same orphanage and learned the same shit. That's weird. I don't like that. Just like if I was able to see like the people that are already there like had something in the back of their mind the whole time, because that's how the show was set up. Like it was always like, oh well, I thought ahead of you here. Well, I thought ahead of you here. I thought ahead of you here. I thought ahead of you here. If we saw somebody that was still on the board that had like a big part in playing with Light's demise, I think that would have been a really great point to like be like, all right, y'all offed it in the best way possible.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Light was, I believe his dad was on the police force, right? Does his dad die?
No.
Dad died.
Would you have rather seen Ryuk kill Light or his dad kill Light?
Dad.
Would you rather had it be like, all right, I got bored of your hijinks, death, or would you rather have it be more just like a, son, I defended you, you're Kira?
Depends on the tone you're going for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to see that.
So if you're going for a more somber tone, which I guess they might be, you go with the father. If you're going with your like a tone of like, this is a whimsical thing for me, you're just but a mortal plaything, you go with Ryuk. And it just,
if you wanted to go with the way the show's tone was, the whole show was just pretty much like outthinking the other. So I think if you let Light's father kill him off, it kind of just switches the tone at the end. Like, oh, this is now a father and son type of battle, and like kind of like saying that your son is going against like what you have always desired for them. Like, no, that's not what we're doing here. I wanted to see somebody outsmart Light. Yeah. But that was already on the board. So I think when they brought Nier in, they were just trying to keep that flow of the I'm outthinking you and I've always outthought you, but like you were never here, bruh. So like you shouldn't be able to have that say. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to keep things cerebral.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I think if anything, it could have been Misa, because the way she was playing her role throughout the whole entire thing, she was always just like that dumb little girl. Like she already gave up half her life to be able to get the Shinigami eyes and all that. And if she was able to like really fuck Light up, I think that would have been even great. And like Light actually responding and like, yo, I'm actually in love with this girl, and then getting killed off, I think that'd be crazy.
That might have been all right.
I think it would have been crazy.
See, I'm not gonna front. For me, her character is actually kind of forgettable. So like when people bring her up, I'm just like,
That's
it
the
just
best
it
part
just seems
about
she's
it,
a
though.
pawn.
That's the best part about it. She's so forgettable. You don't see what she's doing in the background.
Yeah, but she's not forgettable in that type of way. She's forgettable as in like, yeah, your character is literally just a
Blonde
plot
bimbo.
point and nothing more.
A blonde bimbo. Exactly. So what if she ended up having like this mastermind plan? Like, oh, I know what you were doing this whole time, and I let you be using me because I wanted to see how far you can go. But now I gotten bored since like that's I'm done with it. Now I want to show you what I've been working on this whole time. It's just a constant out thinking the other person. I think that's what the whole show was about.
I think if
I
they
agree
did
with you.
that, they would have to rewrite her character a little bit differently.
Bro, everybody was
Just
saying
a
that,
bit
John.
differently to make it believable that she even is possible of having that sort of insight and forethought.
So you're kind of trying to shoot for like how Yui was in Evangelion. You know how like Seele and Gendo / Nerve had their own plans for instrumentality, but at the end of the day, Yui was just like, well, I was playing you both because I wanted the Eva to go into space, so like no matter what, it's a testament to humankind.
I don't even remember,
So
but
it was
possibly
like-
I don't even know if I got that
It made
far.
sense.
So it's like basically what I'm trying to say is like you would have rather had like small-ish character who
Yes.
almost seems insignificant
Yes.
to a certain degree actually be like the
Yes,
true Victor
because
quote
I
unquote as
think-
the mastermind who had this
because
plan
if
behind
you
the
look
scenes.
at it, the whole show was built off of that. Like, who's the mastermind? Who's doing this? How are you going to be able to outclass this person? How are you going to be able to outsmart this person? Then you're starting to realize the details that they put into it beforehand are the reasons why they won. What if there was somebody doing stuff in the background that whole entire time that we weren't paying attention to because we were so entranced by the fight between Light and L the whole entire time, just watching between them. Then finally Light beats L, and now we're like, all right, it's a done deal. Light's now having his big celebration and everything like that, but ends up being off by somebody else because of the stuff that was built up to that point. I thought Misa would be a great person for that. I really do. Because, like, if she would have talked to Ryuk or had, like, some kind of discussion with that, and, like, no, I'll give you what you want. Like, and just her whole character switches up. Like, I think that would have been beautiful.
Okay.
For me.
I could take that. I would take that. I think it's just she would just have to be written a bit differently.
Yeah.
For it to work for me, just for me. And I don't know, maybe others would feel the same, but I think that could actually work out pretty well.
I think it would have been
Pretty
cool,
strong,
bro.
actually.
I think it would have been real cool. Shit.
Man.
Y'all have another one?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Mhm.
Let's make this one our last one before we wrap up.
Say no more. I don't know if you guys ever.
Kobayashi.
Listen, I see a lot of. I still watch
Yeah.
these shows because I like them. Like, you know, there's some reasons why you just keep on watching the show. Like, you're like, all right, I can't
Right.
stop watching now. But, oh man, I don't know if I want to make this the last one. But fuck it. Don Machi. I don't know if you guys heard about the dungeon.
Okay. Is it all right to pick up girls in the dungeon?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
It had such a great first season. And I know one of our friends, Nate, would agree with me because like when I put him onto it, he was like, "Yo, bro, it's so good, it's so good." I'm like, "Bro, wait till the second season. It drops." And I think it drops. It drops for
It drops.
it drops so bad to the point you're like, "Why did I even start it?" If you rewatch the first season, you'll be like, "All right, I still want to keep watching it." But the way they're doing the anime, because apparently the light novel, I have not read, but from what Nate has told me, it's a beautiful storyline. But they did not do it right within the anime, which is seen
Fair.
often. So watching the anime, it starts off with this main character being pretty much thrown into the dungeon style of getting right. You know, he has his own or ideals of what he's supposed to be doing. He's perceived as weak. He's training. He's getting stronger. He's now being able to like have people helping him out. He's got like a whole thing around him. And he has like these really cool moments where he's able to fight to like his last point where like now like you're seeing like pretty much like the fight you always want to see, like oh, who's gonna win? Oh, he's about to die. Oh shit, he pulled it out the bag. Solid. Second season, we don't get much of that. No. What we get is more of like the harem play. And then the third season is no better. It's more of the harem play. And then the fourth season, I don't even know what they're trying to do, but it just makes me sad when it just goes from, oh, this is gonna be that that soft character that becomes hard because he's able to go through the dungeon. He's becoming stronger. He's had to go up with situations that he's not supposed to like have an understanding about, but he's forced to like come to terms with like, what do I have to do if I was put in this scenario? Great. I love seeing that. I feel like they missed out on the opportunity with that so many times. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? And like even on the romance tip, they're missing out on it because like we're not even seeing the person he's like infatuated with and the reason why he's becoming so strong. Barely seeing her within the anime and barely getting any kind of like understanding why he's so attracted to her or so attached to her. Originally he wants her because he's strong, or because she's strong, but then after everything, he starts going on different missions, and everything. And like she seems like she's not even on the back of his mind anymore. Like I don't understand. I'm like I don't know where y'all going at all with it, and I don't like it because you really had me hooked from the first season, and now I feel like you really just violated my heart. Like don't do that. Now I gotta come for
So
you.
it just seems kind of like all over the place.
Yeah,
essentially.
like it's not terrible. Like I mean it's terrible. I gotta say it's terrible. I have to because like I want to believe in it, but every time I keep on seeing the new season, I'm like it's boring. You're not doing anything that you were supposed to be doing. And like maybe that's just me being an audience member not enjoying what they're giving me because they had different plans, but fuck that. Like I'm watching it for a reason.
You're like after I want my plans to come true.
Exactly. Like I'm watching it for what I want to see. Like put what I want to see on there. Like tripping. I'm irritated, bro.
Well, you know what though? I actually feel you. If we're just talking about like shows that like, started off with a heavy sprint and then just like blew its gas before
they
ran out of
finish.
gas like midway through.
Yeah.
So can I be honest with you? This is gonna be a hot take. Attack on Titan was that show for me.
I ain't gonna front. A lot of people
Because
fell off
the
at
first-
season 2. So
I did.
Yeah. So the first season, I was just like, what's everyone's talking
Yeah.
about? And I was like, oh, okay. This Titan ate his mom. All right, I'm with you. Oh, he's the last, these are the last people on Earth. Where are these Titans coming from? Oh, okay. Oh, he in the 3D gear. He about to do it. Oh, he got murdered.
Oh, this boy's a Titan.
Literally, I was just like, Just came back. The man was screaming, fight! Tatakai puts the rock down. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then, like, the second part of the first season, go ahead with, what was it? It was like, go ahead with,
Annie?
with, like, the female Titan. I was like,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I was like, this is weird. Oh, okay, he got the Berserk mode. Cool. And then the Beast Titan came up, and it turned out, like, what, you had the traitors, and then there was,
Bro,
like,
it
this
got
whole
political.
conspiracy. I was like, I understand that you guys want to make a message. I understand you want, like, some big reveal. But this show was originally broadcast as, like, a apocalyptic, just, like,
Yep.
action
Yep.
horror thriller. And then it became, like,
Yeah,
almost
that's
satire.
political. It's mad.
And I feel like it had a genre shift. And I was like, I feel like you were doing better, or it was more engaging in your first season. I almost regret that they got to the bunker and they found out about all that stuff.
I completely agree with you because when I first started watching it, the first season carried me into the second season. When I started watching the second season, I started falling asleep and I stopped paying attention. Then I didn't start reading anything right, and I only started recently rewatching it. Well, I actually finished it up and I caught up because of, like, the new season came out, and after I rewatched it, that's when I started getting reinitiated into, like, the whole entire thing, and I'm like, all right. When you watch it all together, it all adds up. But when we're watching it like off of that, oh, this season's really dope, and then you go into a new season, not rewatching the first season, because some people don't do that. You're gonna be like, wait a second, this is a whole different energy than I was getting from the first season. I don't think I want to keep going. So I definitely agree with that.
That makes me ask this question, right? Because I know a lot of people did fall off during season 2 of Attack on Titan, right? And then Attack on Titan, for me, came back to life during season 3. And obviously, I know this 4th season is straight fire from what I see online. I have yet to watch it. I will watch it, and then I'll finish reading it, right?
That shit wild.
But from what you just said, do you think that's a reason why the creators over working on Black Clover decided to do what they did? Because they went non-stop for the longest time. Now they stopped and they're like, it's cool, we'll be back next season, right? Which most likely means next year with more episodes. But do you think it's because there is a inherent fear that from season to season, one, you have viewer drop off, and trying to have viewer retention can be tough, as well as the retention of the plot of the story that's unfolding, because not, like you said, not everyone will go back rewatch the season before jumping into the newest one that's about to come out. So do you think that's actually even like a smart strategy
It
that
is.
maybe some companies should do?
It is.
I think it's highly intelligent for shows that already are in the shadow of
Okay.
other shows. So Black Clover was coming off the heels of like
Yeah.
Bleach and Naruto, to the point where people were just like, "This is a Naruto clone," yada yada. I feel like, from what I'm understanding, no one really banged with Black Clover for the first couple of like
I ain't banged
episodes.
for it
In
for a
fact,
season's
I'm
worth
pretty
of
sure-
episodes. I ain't banged for it for a season's worth of
I
episodes.
did.
It was like
I started
20,
off with that joint
22.
strong.
I was like, nah. I mean,
So,
episode 1 was cool, and I'm like, nah,
I know a
for
lot of
everything
people-
else.
I know a lot of people hated Asa. They're
Mhm.
like, he's just loud, he's screaming. Oh, it's a copy. I feel like in that case, yeah, just keep pumping him out. Like, just follow the
Mhm.
manga as close as possible, because there will be a point where you're just like, okay. But I think that's the difference between like a long runner. Like, could you imagine if Naruto came out in seasons?
I mean,
like,
I
we're
think
seeing it
there'd
with
be
My
less
Hero,
fillers.
but like shows. Well, yeah, of course. I guess what I mean is like, a lot of the shows that we see, you couldn't tell. So if a season is about 12 to 13 episodes currently, and Attack on Titan's about to have a 2-part
Yeah.
season, whatever. Basically, it's less than 100 episodes. You couldn't tell the entirety of Naruto in just 100 episodes.
Mhm.
You know? And I feel like long runners, you can't really super do, like, you can, I guess, if you're gonna just tell it arc by arc. But if each arc kind of flows into each other, like how
Mhm.
Naruto did, I feel like it's easier, or at least a smarter idea, to just keep like going and not break it up into seasons. I feel like seasons are more for things you almost don't have to constantly pay attention to, you know? So with Attack on Titan, it's like there's a severe genre shift, but not because of the season. That's literally just how it went with like the shows, like the manga's progression. So I feel like you get a different feel from each season because that's kind of what you're looking for. But if you look at it as a whole, it does flow. But I don't know. I feel like it depends on the manga.
Here's where I'll go off of your question. I think you want to know if it's smart for them to be making this decision of like taking that break and like maybe subjecting their viewers to possibly not wanting to come and return to it. I think
Right.
that's impossible for the viewers at this point. And I think they're doing such a great job because they're paying attention to what the media has done. Like when we first started watching Naruto, we didn't have any media people like supporting it heavy, right? We kind of just
Right.
watched it on our own influences or Toonami.
We
or
were
whatever.
the support.
Yeah, we were the support.
Yeah.
So when you have the media like blowing up Attack on Titan so heavily, like to the
Mhm.
point where you don't even have to do much, yeah, let them stress a little bit. Like from a business standpoint, absolutely, let them stress a little bit. Let them keep talking about how amazing it is and waiting for that final build up and what's going on next, what's going to happen here. And let's go ahead and put out some products while we have it. Let's go ahead and put out some merchandise. Let's give them t-shirts, give them little scout hoodies, give them like them little cups and mugs and everything like that so you can get all Attacked on Titan out so that for your final season part 2, you have everything ready when you're watching it so you can go ahead and show off for the media. It's almost just like how Game of Thrones worked, right? Game of Thrones, we all weren't really on it at first, but then we hear people talking about it. Then we hear people about this and that and the third. Oh my God, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones. A lot of people end up watching it based off peer pressure, bro. And a lot of people are doing that with Attack on Titan too, because a lot of people are saying, oh my God, Attack on Titan is so amazing. Attack on Titan is this. Attack on Titan is that. And of course, when you hear people talk so much about something, that it starts to interest you just off of the simple fact that people are speaking about it. So now, as a business mindset person, I would definitely use that to my advantage. Let people build up by watching your seasons back. Make them understand what's going on and then be like, oh snap, I didn't realize that before. Oh my gosh, I should really pay more attention to this. Like, oh, I can't wait for the next season. I'm hyped up now. I want to get stuff because Attack on Titan is this and Attack on Titan is that. Obviously, they're doing a really good job because people are going to continue to keep on supporting it regardless. So, I think it's smart depending on how your content is received at a certain point in time. When it comes to like Black Clover and things of that sort, definitely knocking them out and just keep on pushing them out is going to be a W for you, because of this type of style of genre you're in. That shonen of like it's starting to die off, sadly, but it's more understandably too because people don't want to see fillers. They want to see actual meat and juice. They want that. But when it comes down to it being something like Attack on Titan of that nature, of like things being so detail oriented, like to that extent, I think they're doing an amazing job by letting people stress a little bit.
All right. Okay. Shit, yeah, no, that's a good answer. That's a good response. Yeah, just because what Kurokami had mentioned that like Black Clover did come at the end run of Bleach and Naruto combined, and it didn't have the initial, I guess, support that My Hero did, because My Hero was around the same time as well, but people flocked to that a little bit better, maybe because it was a little bit more marketable. And now, yeah, you have things like, Attack on Titan, which also came out during Bleach and Naruto's run, but solidified itself as something very different entirely, which may have also been the reason why it came off with a certain vibe first and then added more political aspects to it, which granted was probably already a part of their, itinerary to begin with. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna, we'll add this little political, plot twist a little bit later. We're gonna do this. I mean, it's all part of the manga. It's written out. It's storyboarded. But shit, I actually forget where I was gonna go with that.
Listen, bro, I know exactly what that kind of mindset is. Well, I can't say I know exactly because I'm not in the room with these writers or anything like that. But as far as like, you think about like a superhero movie, like maybe the Justice League, right? When you have movies like the Marvel and Avengers and Endgame, you don't want to drop just like a normal superhero movie because it's gonna get lost. It's automatically gonna get lost because of what the wave is right now. Everybody's like, oh my god, that was like so much stuff is going on here and there. But like, say if you dropped it before Marvel had dropped Avengers, or dropped it after a couple years Marvel was done, now you're going to be looking at it like, oh my god, I really enjoyed this because it has a different feel of it. Like, I haven't had this kind of feeling in a long time. That's really where I think a lot of them should be striving for as animators. It's like, don't do the same thing as everybody else. Give them a reason to watch your show and not think it as a repeat. And then you can go ahead and do what you want after you have that following. But that's literally what I feel as though Attack on Titan has now done. They gotten their following, and now they can do what they want with it.
All right. I mean, it's good writing.
Really good writing.
Because at the end of the day, the creator has found a way to make something that, whether it be original or seems like it's original, they found a way to give it life that is able to be, taken in by others and taken in a very imaginative way. So, and I think that is a great sign of writing. Like, again, like whether it be something that is similar to like another, anime, manga, what have you, but you're able to put your flag in, this crater, stand or. Man, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired.
That world record got you still slow.
Like that's all.
That's a wrap.
Jesus. I'm trying to make a point. I'm just stammering over words. They plant their flag in the ground and they make it so that it stands on its own.
You good? Yo, you got it out, bro. You got it out. You got it out.
I guess I'm still recovering from a 60-hour podcast. This is Jesus.
I give you love and respect.
That man's sleepy.
It was like last week.
I show no sleep.
I mean, we've been on this joint for like an hour and a half now. So
I mean, that's fair. Look, I mean, it's been good conversation, right?
Absolutely.
At least I believe so. I believe it's been good conversation. Because it's very important that writing has a way to reach audiences, has a way to, form a story and plot lines that make sense, are digestible, and are not horribly, in my opinion, convoluted. Like, there's gonna be pieces that want to make a big and interesting point, but maybe they go about it too in too much of a convoluted way, or they go about it just very, very long-winded.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, I think Evangelion is one of those things that, yeah, like I get the hype. It's cool. I really just like the song, "Cruel Angels." But everything else about it, I'm like, I'm all right. It's kind of a skip for me. Like, I get the point it's trying to make, but it is too heavy-handed upon its own metaphors, I think, at times. And I think that is a part of, your plot. If you want it to be understandable, make it digestible. Not saying dumb anything down, because the creator has a specific intent, usually, when creating this form of media. It's just difficult at times, whether it be life reasons, or maybe the writer themselves or the writers themselves get lost in the own sauce of creating the story. But it can be very difficult in creating a seamlessly perfect plot. I mean, there's gonna be a few hiccups every now and then.
Nobody's perfect, man.
Yeah, no one's perfect, but I do want to say, at the end of the day, we do appreciate this work.
Oh, absolutely.
But doesn't mean it's not up for critique.
Absolutely, you're gonna get that regardless, especially in the culture.
I went from Porky Pig stumble over my words to fucking professor talk right there. What's up? Yeah.
Hey.
You don't get that one.
Yeah, no, I do.
I ain't let you get that one. Not today, senpai. No. It's time to go to bed. It is time to go to bed.
Well, look. Before we do wrap up, though, is there anything else you guys got going on that you want to mention? Anything that you want to say about today's episode?
For me, it was definitely what Kurakami was talking about. It had me realize, like, you just got to know what you're watching for. Plot can be either really good, depending on what you're looking for, or it could be just terrible and unnecessary sometimes. So that's how I see it. That's what I got. So I appreciate all that.
Word. Kurakami, anything from you?
No.
Okay. He's like, no, I'm good.
I'm thinking if I should get a third plate or not.
Kurakami, stay hungry. Okay, make sure you. I'm pretty sure that was Kobayashi's tagline.
It is, bro. You need to get me one, no cap. Dude, want a plate? Send a plate, brother.
Yo,
you got the kunai. No, bro, you got the kunai in the FTG for me.
I'm dead.
Alright, so on that note, y'all, thank you everyone for listening, for enjoying this podcast. Thank you so much for vibing with us. Just want to say, please like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms at Zenkai Station. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, we're on Facebook at Zenkai Station, Zenkai spelled Zenkai. And please, when you get this, make sure to rate us 5 stars, like it, share it, all that good stuff. It helps put us to the forefront, so that way we can bless many more people with some good anime content. And with that, just want to say, blasting off from Zenkai. Much love.
And soon to be on OnlyFans. I'm playing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That get cut, right?
Nah, we're not gonna be on.
We
not. I mean, we I don't know.
I mean.
Later, y'all. Peace out from Zenkai.